Good morning. Good morning. Good morning.
Beasley, can you hear me okay there?
I hear you great, buddy.
Great. Thank you very much for doing this. Longtime admirer of what you did on the field, what you did off the field as well. And the Alumni Association was in existence before you became its CEO per se. But when exactly did you first get involved with it?
I've been a member since my playing days in the 80s.
Right.
And became a president of the Philadelphia chapter during my 20-year career in Philly.
Yeah.
And then, let me see, after the presidency, I was elected to the board. That's kind of the pattern. That's the journey. Is a member, participating member, chapter officer,
right,
board member, and I never expected to be the CEO, but the guys asked me to do it for a few months, and that was a couple of years ago. Things are going great. We've got amazing programs and doing international business, and so once you get skin in the game, it is difficult to. First of all, they don't want you to walk away when you get these. You know, we're going to play games in Dubai and Saudi Arabia. We are doing amazing things. We are within days of signing a NFL broadcast rights in Middle Eastern countries directly with the NFL.
Wow!
And it changes the way somebody looks at you when you, for 57, 67 years, you've been standing in front of them with your hand out, asking for help. When you start putting millions of dollars in their pocket, they look at you differently. Sure. So the game is changing for the NFL alumni. And our partners at the NFL could not be happier. They have given us opportunities that we've never had before because they see a new direction, and we're excited.
Yeah, I love interviewing former NFL players or alumni, if you want to call it, because there's nobody doing the same exact thing. You see people starting coffee companies, people starting Dutch stroopwafel companies. You see real estate investors. You just see so many brilliant minds that you may not have known were brilliant minds just because you were watching them do the same thing as one another on the field. Did you have a business mind the whole time, or was there just an awakening at a certain point in your career?
No, I am a journalist, a musician. I just got off the piano right just in time for this this discussion. So I'm more an artist, and that's the way I saw my football game. It was technical excellence, understanding the requirements of the position, whatever position I was playing at the time.
Mm-hmm.
I never really saw myself, and still don't see myself as a business person. I see myself as a leader, a captain, and you find the right people and support them, and wonderful things happen. Now, the big thing is I was the captain of every team I ever played on, going back to junior high school. So that type of leadership is what I bring to the table. It's not a CEO's knowledge or understanding of business. I didn't go to business school, and over the last 2 years, I've learned all the jargon and what an MOU is, and
sure.
I've learned all these things along the way, but nothing replaces common sense, leadership, and the determination to tell the truth and do things the right way.
Sure. One of the great things that you and your team have coming out is Richard Sherman basically teaching people how to be a grown-up, talking financial literacy. I had the pleasure of once doing Q&A with Richard, and I had no idea he knew so much about Harry Potter trivia, but that's not the point here. it's really great to see something like that. Was that specifically pitched to Richard because you said, hey, we want somebody who's clearly smart to be talking financial literacy, or did he come to the table with that idea?
I think he's always, in his locker rooms provided that type of leadership. I mean, he went to a great university.
Sure.
He's clearly a really smart guy. And I'm sure he saw guys doing not so smart things with money. And I think it's brilliant of him to get players talking about money. I mean, we should leave a legacy of the mistakes that we made, and the smart moves that we made. Guys shouldn't have to go over and over making the same mistakes, putting their money in places that are not going to grow, places that cannot be protected, jewelry, cars, things that historically we've seen from a certain type of player. Now, in the player's defense, you have to put your mind, we look at them and we laugh or we scoff. But if you come from abstract poverty and you have an entire family to pull up, and the only way to pull them up is your money, you're the one making a lot of money. So these guys have a lot of weight and nobody understands that. Their mother has to be pulled out of a bad environment. Their mom and dad, their brothers and sisters. They're the money behind the college. The brothers and sisters aren't scholarship athletes. They're kids looking for a chance. So these guys have a lot of financial responsibility. And it's great to have a leader like Richard teaming up with Million Stories Media and the Singleton Foundation, getting guys talking about the right things. So I'm so proud of Richard and all of our players. And please understand that when you talk to the NFL alumni, historically, we have been the successful players. That's who joins the NFL alumni, is the guys with businesses, and they want to use the brand and to work with our office to promote their businesses and their ideas. These are guys that are movers and shakers, and that's who the NFL alumni is. Now, there's a few thousand of us that join. I always join because I wanted to be a part of a group that is doing progressive, positive things, raising money for children's charities, playing golf, doing the things that presidents and Congress people and really successful business people, whether you like it or not, a lot of them play golf and do a lot of business in golf. So NFL Alumni is a golf company, a marketing company, and a charity raising money for children. And we do a great job, 39 chapters. All of them have a pet project, an event where the money raised goes to some charity that has touched their heart relating to children in their particular locale. So that's who we are. But we do have, I read what's written about guys being broke and going broke a few years after pro football. For the most part, those are not the guys that join us. So we want to use every opportunity we can to get those guys to join us, and because we have all kinds of programs for health benefits, to finish college, to get advanced degrees. I mean, one of my things I'm most proud of is when these guys call us and say, I'm trying to get my doctorate degree. One of my teammates, Bobby Hammond, was a running back for the New York Giants, and Bobby called me and we gave him a telephone number and he called the telephone. I mean, there's money out there. There are resources that we want guys to call their NFL alumni and get connected, be connected. Don't be out there by yourself. You don't have to. You're part of a fraternity. Yeah. You're part of a team, and that's the NFL alumni.
You just made a number of great points in there, and all that reminds me in a way. I loved the TV show Ballers, and who doesn't love Dwayne Johnson per se, but that kind of presents the wrong reality, because there are a lot of people like yourself who, the right term isn't made it out, but made something of themselves to the point that it's only like an asterisk at a certain point that you played in the NFL. Like that doesn't define you. That's not the best thing that you did. It's only one of the things you did. It's not by any stretch going to be the thing that people say that is what he did. That's the only thing we care about. So I love those kinds of things that dispel the bad stereotypes, because again, a lot of people did really great things, but it's not always covered in that way. So that's a statement. That's not a question. You mentioned
understood. And I think it's a part of my responsibility to gather information. Like we are starting a list of business owners, and along with the NFL Legends community and the Player Care Foundation, we are doing things like that so that guys know who all is in what business, and let's do business together. Let's help each other grow. If you need a product and a player has a product, let's put you together. So we're putting together networks like this. And like I said, we are partners. The Players Association has a adversarial relationship with the NFL.
Right.
Because they're dealing with negotiations, and every 8 to 10 years there's billions on the line, but that's not who we are. We are partners with the NFL. So we work closely with the Legends community and the Player Care Foundation. We actually have a golf tournament at the draft that travels with the draft. COVID hurt us last year, but this year we'll be in Cleveland with a sold out. We've sold out 2 golf courses at Firestone, at historic Firestone.
Sure.
So we're going to raise a big check for the Player Care Foundation and all the wonderful work that they do. And so that's who we are. And I've got to do a better job of telling that story, because people want to say, oh, look at that guy. He's making all this money right now, but he'll be in a gutter in 5 years. I'm telling you, there's an ugly personality out there that wants to see people fall.
Right.
And so we've got to make sure that a balanced story is out there.
Well, I have 2 quick questions, and then you're a free man because you've already given me so much information. Is the NFL Alumni Association that you had tied in with DDPY, Diamond Dallas Page's yoga program, or is that a different one? Okay, so is it that all members can sign up for it as part of their membership?
Absolutely. Yeah, and a lot of guys take advantage of it. I should do more, because he is an amazing motivator. And you know, we should look. I work out every day. Don't take that the wrong way.
Keep it up.
Thank you, buddy. But that's one of the things on my list, and I want to get it on all my players' list. And one of the bad things that I do, you know, we all do bad things, is when a guy walks up to me and says, "Hey, Beasley, I was a wide receiver," and I look at him, and he's 5'11", 314 pounds. I get right on him. I mean, it's literally embarrassing, but I pull him over to the side and I said, listen, you've got to remember who you are. You're a world-class athlete. Your health is important to your family, to your children, to your success. Let's get back to that wide receiver look. You know, when he walked up to me, I thought he was a nose guard. And that happens all the time, but buddy, I get right on them. That's one of my pet peeves, and I want guys to remember who they are and excel. You know, you've been a champion before. Let's be a champion again. That's who you are. That's your DNA, and I want them to think that way about their business, about their relationships with their wives and kids. I want them to be a champion. I want them to be a Pro Bowler in every part of life. And they can do it because they've done it before.
Well, that is a cornerback talking. When you have to be a cornerback, and you have to be like faster than the running backs, but smart enough to know where the ball is going to go. That is usually the kind of look to for advice. My last closing question. is any last words for the kids? And you've already imparted so much wisdom per se, but if there's anything that you want to add to that, and or the best website or social media account to look at to get more information about what you're doing, even if it's for a solo album for you on the piano.
Well, NFLalumni.org is the starting place for anything about the NFL alumni. So go there, look at our programs, join us. You know, we have people in every business on the planet who are associate members because, number one, they want to sell their goods to our network of influencers, which is, of course, the way business works. And then also, some of them just want to help us raise money for children's charities. They get involved. They have expertise that we don't have. So we learn from them and develop that expertise through our associate members. And so we want everybody, I don't care what you do for a living, you have something that we need to know. And we would appreciate people going to NFLalumni.org and joining us and getting involved. That's, you know, our three missions are caring for kids, caring for our own, and caring for our community. And so we need everybody when it comes to those three challenges. And we appreciate it. And when you say, what would I tell a kid? My motto, most of my life, has been the word every day. So I work out every day. As a student, you have to study every day to earn that title. If you want to be in shape, you got to work out every day. You can't go 2 weeks hard and then disappear for a month.
Right.
And I don't mean disappear from the gym. I mean disappear from yourself, from your own dreams, from your goals, from the person that you would like to be. And my one talent, and I tell my sons this, I have one talent, and that is I can string a whole bunch of days together. I can string hundreds of them together, of days in a row that I played the piano or that I stretched so that my golf game stays viable, or that I ran, or that I lifted so that I could fight the aging process. So whatever it is a kid wants to do, whatever you love, do it every day. You have to touch your dream every day. I know this sounds like a motivational speech, but it's not. It is the path to success. You've got to do it every day. Why does it work? Because the other person is not going to do it. You're the only one that's going to do it every day.
Yeah.
And so you got to stay on it. And hey, listen, buddy, I appreciate everything. Appreciate you giving me a chance to talk about these wonderful initiatives and the things that we're doing with the alumni. And like I said, once again, whoever is listening or watching, join us. We'd appreciate it.
Thank you for all the great advice you just imparted. Thank you for the great programs you're putting out into the world. And thank you for being a supporting structure to people who matter to a lot of people. So Beasley, just keep up all the greatness there.
All right. Thank you so much. You take care
now. You too.
Paltrocast.